Healing and breakthrough is coming. The Lord has a plan for your life and expect it in. And while you're going through something, tell all your hurt, pain, misery, and strife. A brand new season, a brand new day, a new, a new. Keep believing, it's making a way.
Hello, my name is Coach Ivy, and I am the founder of Footprint Enterprises LLC.com, which is a faith-based organization helping women who are ready to confront their emotional trauma. Yes, that is a difficult subject. We like to run, we like to hide, we like to act like it does not exist, but yet it is there. Time out from running and hiding. Join me in my coaching program entitled Stepping Into a New You. Are you ready to dare to be different? Are you ready to change the way that you deal with your emotional pain, your problems, those difficult relationships? Are you ready to become a new you? If you are, well, I will share with you at the end of this video how to connect with me. But like I said, my name is Coach Ivy, and let me give you a little bit about my background. I suffered sexual abuse as a little girl. There is no shame, no guilt. I am here to declare it to the world, and I want others to know you do not have to stay there, and you can be free from it. It's beautiful and liberating to walk in your truth, to expose your truth and share it with the world, and use your story to empower others so that they in turn can be free and go and help someone else. I have 5 steps for you to become free from your emotional trauma. Step number 1, you must face it. You can't hide, you can't run, you can't act as if it did not happen, you can't ignore it because those voices are in your head. You may even have triggers about it. It's there. Let's face it so you can be healed from it. There is always something going on in our lives that we don't want to face it. But that's how you heal. You must face it. There's an elephant in the room. We see the elephant, but we dare not acknowledge it. Why don't you face it today? Who did it to you? Who was it? Was it that stepfather, that stepmother? Was it that brother, that sister, that cousin? Was it your mom's boyfriend or a neighbor? Who violated you? Put a name to it. And don't walk around saying, oh, I'm not going to say their name. You have given that person power over you, and it's time for you to take your voice and authority back. How do you get started with that? Get a notebook, get a journal, and start documenting. Write it all down, baby. Put it on paper right there in black and white and blue, so that you can see it and look at it for what it is. This happened to you. You didn't do it to yourself. It's not your fault. And I love the fact that I am a Christian. I belong to God, and Jesus carried all of that shame, guilt, and condemnation on the cross. I do not have to carry it. You do not have to carry it. It's too much for us to bear. We are to cast our cares upon him. Why? Because he cares for us. The enemy use that individual to violate you. Step 2, you're going to confess it. Yes, you're going to confess it. You're going to put your words, your voice to it. Some of you have not spoken of the incident since it happened. You are in a literal prison within yourself. It's time for you to unlock those doors and walk out. And how do you do that? By confessing it. Now, in confessing it, I want you to have a little talk with Jesus. Have a conversation with God. Let God know exactly what happened to you. Let Him know exactly how you felt when it happened, how you feel now. Put your voice to it. Our words have power. Since you haven't spoken of it, you have lost your voice. My darling, it is time to get your voice back, but take it to God first. This would be your first opportunity to dump it all out of your system and truly cast your cares upon Him. Yes, it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. You're going to cry, and all of that is okay. As you are confessing it to God, you are releasing it, you are exposing it, you are getting it out of your system. Thereby, you are freeing yourself up of it. It's going to be an awesome feeling. Don't shun it, don't run from it. Feel those emotions, get them out of the way. You can do this. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Step 3, you are going to find someone in your life and share it. Who do you trust in your life, in your circle? Who do you trust? It has to be somebody in your life. If not, find yourself a counselor, a therapist. I am available as well to assist. Share your story, your whole story. But give them a heads up though before you meet with them. You know what? I may need an hour or 2 of your time. I need you to clear your calendar so I can share my heart with you. And when you guys meet, share your heart with them. Just be honest. And you are going to be amazed at the release that you get in your spirit, in your soul, in your mind. You are now beginning to get your voice back. Step 4, forgive it. I know, I know, I know. Forgiveness is a part of your healing. Yes, it is. You can't go around it. You must forgive the offender. You must forgive the one who has hurt you, who has harmed you, who has violated you, who has called you out of your name, who has mishandled you. You must forgive them, release them, and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for holding on to this trauma for so long, doing damage to your emotions, doing damage to your health. Yes, holding on to forgiveness affects you in more ways than one. You can go online and search the damage caused by unforgiveness. Now, forgiving them is not an out. It in no way says they did not do this. They know they did it. You know they did it. And God knows they did it. God says we must forgive those who have trespassed against us. In forgiving, you are going to get another level of release in your soul. Well, maybe if they're died, they have died, maybe they're in another state, write out a letter saying, I forgive you, John Smith. I forgive you, blank, blank. You fill in the blanks. Say their name. In doing that, you are letting them to know you no longer have power over me. I'm telling you, you are going to be so amazed at the release that you get in your spirit. Can you hear it in my voice? Can you see it in my face? That's the healing and the release that I received in my life by extending forgiveness. Step 5, expose it. Expose your truth and let your healing process begin. The more you talk about your story, the more freeing you will feel. The more authority and power you will have back. You will have gained your voice back. I myself have gained my voice back. And now I look for platforms to share my story, to help other women to be free, to empower other women, to encourage them, to uplift them, to let them know that you too can become a new you. You can be free from all of the pain of the past. I am a living witness, a living testimony that it is possible not to feel the pains of the past. Now, that's the 5-step process in my coaching program. But what are some excuses that we use? Fear. Fear is the number one factor. Fear. What is going to happen when I tell my story? You're going to get a release. Your healing is going to start. What's going to happen if they don't believe me? It doesn't matter if they believe you or not. You know that it happened. That individual knows, and you are sharing your story. And sharing your story, you're getting your power back. You're getting your freedom. Fear of what others will say, think about us, talk about us. Time out for that. You don't have no time for that. You've given that person too much time already over your life. Let's get your life back today by exposing your truth. Fear, doubt, lies, lies from the enemy. No one will believe you. You know it was your fault. It is never no one's fault that they are violated. No. Stop believing the lies of the enemy. All of those thoughts that you have bouncing around in your head, it's time to cast them down and replace them with the word of God. Even as a child, maybe your parent told you, you're no good. You're never going to amount to anything. Maybe an ex-lover, a current lover has told you, no one else is going to want you. No one else is going to put up with you. All of those are lies. Everything, every person that God created is good and beautiful in his eyesight, and he has a purpose for each and every one of us. God has a purpose for your life. And in order to find that purpose, you must reconnect or connect yourself to God to find out what it is. But it's usually those pain points. It's usually those painful places in our lives. You could I'm thinking about this gentleman where his son got killed. And, I wouldn't wish that on anyone to lose a child. But because of that, he got a business from that. Going out, being an advocate, helping other parents who have lost their children due to violence. There are many women who have been molested and raped, who have started businesses and organizations to help others to get through those humps, those painful places, those hurdles of bearing their soul about what happened to them. So, everything that you have gone through, I'm sure some of you have heard this before. Maybe this is your first time. But every painful experience that you have gone through in life was not for you. It wasn't for you. Although you felt it, you were there, endured it, went through it, you are alive today to share that story, to be a blessing to someone else. Now, I don't know if you're going to have a business, if you're going to be an advocate, become a teacher, whatever it is. But we can all use those painful places in our lives to help someone else along. Someone else needs to be picked up, pulled up, encouraged, and empowered to go on with their lives. I can't reach the people that you can reach. You can't reach the people that I can reach. So there is a purpose for your life. But you first got to be healed. And in order to be healed, you got to deal with those painful places. You can do this. You can become a new you, but you must do the work. I have a free outline on my website with the 5 steps of my course outline for you. You can go to Footprint Enterprises, LLC.com, and grab yourself a copy of that outline. Read over it, meditate those steps, implement those steps. Once you do that, if you feel that you still need assistance and help in your healing journey, reach out to me. You also can set up a 30-minute meeting with me to discuss where you are at in your emotional healing journey. I can tell you this, it is not going to happen overnight. This healing is a process, it's a journey. It is going to take time, but you can get there if you do the work. I'm going to share with you, I started my coaching program. I had 3 brave souls that joined me. 3 of them were from domestic violence. One was molested as an infant. Abusive relationships. We met 3 weeks, 2 nights a week. They were very brave. When I met with them, I did know them, except for one of them, but I knew of them. And I told them, on the first night, you do not have to share your story with me. I don't need to know. But I am going to encourage you to share your story with someone, like I just walked you through those 5 steps. The first night, I'm ministering, I'm teaching, empowering, uplifting the women. They didn't have anything to say. They thank me for my words and thank me for my transparency about the things that I have been through in my life. The second night, same thing. They didn't have anything to say. And I let them know, you don't have to share it with me, but I am going to challenge you to share your story with someone in your circle that you know and trust. Didn't say anything. The third night, somebody say on that third night, reminds me of that third day. You know what I mean? They could not wait to share their story with me, their journey, their true journey with me. They began to expose their truth. And I sat there in awe, looking at what God had done in their lives. They had got their release. They started their emotional healing journey. And I thank God today that He used me as an instrument to help them on that journey. I would love to be able to help you on your emotional healing journey. I would love to do that for you. God is so good. You know, the Word of God lets us know that, and the truth shall make you free. The truth shall make you free. When you expose your truth, tell the truth and shame the devil. The devil's been shaming you for all these years. Turn that shame back over on him and let him know I'm about to expose this. I'm not hiding this anymore. I'm not covering this up for anybody, especially in families. Families have things going on. What goes on in this house stays in this. The devil is a liar. Expose that mess and stop being in silent agreement with darkness. It's wrong to violate children. It's wrong to violate anyone. Take your power back. Take it back, take it back, get it back. You can do this. Now, when you start exposing your truth about those family secrets, know that there may be backlash and you have to prepare yourself for it. Is there a mother or father that don't even know what you experienced? Share your story with them first. In some generations, they don't even want to hear the truth. That is so sad. I thank God for my mom. She has gone on home to be with the Lord. But I've had that conversation with my mom to let her know exactly what has happened to me. The first time, she dismissed it. The second time, she deflected. I did the best I could. But the third time, she got it. We both were able to really have a heart to heart. I shared my story. She shared with me her story. You don't know your parents' story, do you? Oh, tell the truth. Don't continue to do as they have done by hiding things. If you have children, when they are at the appropriate age that you feel that is appropriate, share your story with them. Let them know your struggles and what you have been through. I didn't share my story with my children, my boys. I have 4 sons. Not until they all got older, because I wrote a book. The name of the book is called Expose It. Let Your Healing Process Begin. You can get that on my website as well, footprintenterprisesllc.com. And I'll be glad to send you an autographed copy of that book as well. I didn't share my story with my boys, my sons, until I wrote my book. But before then, when they were small and growing up, I didn't let them spend the night over any cousin's home, any family, any schoolmates. Why? Because I knew that the enemy was lurking. He was waiting for any opportunity to get to them. Now, today, when I talk to my sons, they say, Mom, I appreciate the fact that you protected us. Now they understood why I did what I did. So I am saying to you that when your children are at the appropriate age, and those teenage years can really be the toughest years because they want to get out of the home, share your story. Let them know what things to be aware of, so they don't go out of the house with blinders on, like, oh, this is not going to happen to me. Because the enemy is so cunning and sneaky. We have to share those things with our family members so we can break those generational curses and stop the curses on our bloodline. Do that for your family and your grandchildren. You know, I just love what God has done in my life, what He is doing with my story, and how I can bless others. I also have an online course available if you want to do it in the privacy of your own home at your own pace. You can do that. You can get that on my website as well. I also have a virtual course for teenagers, for young girls, young as 8 and 9, because they need to be empowered and encouraged as well. You know, not to let anyone even call you out of your name and accept that as truth. You know, you think about some of the nicknames that you were called as a child and it kind of stuck with you and you believe them as truth. Yeah, you know, I did that for so many years, believe the lies of the enemies. But I thank God for my healing, my salvation, my deliverance. I just thank God for turning those painful things around in my life so I can be a blessing to others. My name is Coach Ivy, and if you desire to connect with me, go to my website at footprintenterprisesllc.com, grab a copy of the course outline, and I'll be glad to assist you. I do speaking, I'm a preacher. However, I can assist you. I also do collaborations. Reach out to me, all right? And set up that free 30-minute meeting with me to see how I can assist your needs. I love you. I'm rooting for you. God bless you. God has an awesome plan and purpose for your life. Don't you dare give up on yourself because others are waiting on you. And you can become a new you if you want to. Bye-bye. You take care. Bye-bye.
Behold, see what I will do. It shall be a blessing springing forth in me, light in you. Shall you not know it? Shall you not see? All that you've been looking for, have if only you'd believe. Only just believe. A brand new season, a brand new day, a new you, a new, a new you, a new you. Keep believing, He's making a way. A new you, a new, a new you, a new. Healing and breakthrough is coming. The Lord has a plan for your life and expect it in. And while you're going through something, tell all your hurt, pain, misery, and strife. A brand new season, a brand new day, yeah. A new, a new you, a new. Keep believing, He's making a way. A new, a new, a new you, a new. Just look around and see how far the Lord, you know He's kept you and He's brought you out. And breathe, let Him do His work in you. You will be refreshed and restored and renewed. A brand new season, a brand new day, a new you, a new, a new you. I know it seems life is unkind, but it's meant to refine. And all the bruised and broken pieces of your life that seem left behind, my sister, hear God's master plan. where He sends your life.